Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are solving two best non-overlapping events. So we will be given a zero index 2D integer array of events where each event will have an array of three elements where the first element is start time, the second one is the end time, and the third is the value. So an event will start at start time and it will end at end time. And when we attend a certain event, we will receive that number of values. And our goal is to attend two events that are non-overlapping and we can have our values be maximized, and we want to return the maximum sum that we can find. So if we look at this example, it's best to attend this event first, then attend this event because 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Rather than if we attend this event, then we cannot attend the other two because they overlap. And if we look at this example, it's best to just attend the long event that is worth 5 value because it has more value than all the other events combined. And if we look at this example, obviously between this event and this event, they happen at the same time, but this one has more value. So we attend this one and then we can attend this one afterwards with a value of 8. So now that we have seen some examples, let's get to how we can solve this problem. So to solve this problem, we can create a times array, and what will go in the times array would be 3 values, where the last one is the value of the event and the first value will be the beginning time if the second value says begin, and the first value will be the end time if the second value says end. And we will need to sort them according to the times first, and the secondary key will be that begin should come before end if the time is equal. And after sorting them, we will look through this times array, and as we look through, if we see that the middle value is begin, then we should update the result with either what result has or update the value at begin plus whatever is at max val. And if it says end, then we should just update the maximum value with either what is already at max value or the value of the event at that index. And the reason is when it is begin, we are basically joining the second event of the two best non-overlapping events. So that's why we add to max val. And when an event is ending, we just have to update the max val for the future events that are beginning to add to this one. So let's go over this example real quick. So first we will set up the times array, and then now we will sort it. Now we look at the first element. Begin is 2, so 2 will add to 0, which is 2. And now we can look at the next one. 3 add to 0 is 3, and it's larger than 2, so we update result to 3. And now we have an ending event, which 2 is the maximum ending event so far. So we update max val. Now 2 add to max val is 4, so we can update result to 4 since that's larger. Now 3 is larger than what we previously had was 2, so we can update max val to 3. And now we're on the last one. 2 isn't larger than 3, so we just keep 3. Now that we have come to the end, we can return 4 as our result. And the time complexity would be O of n log n, where n is the number of items in the input array because it will take n log n time to sort this array right here. And the space complexity will be O of n because the length of this array will depend on the number of inputs in the input array. So now let's get to the coding part. So first we'll set up the times array. So for E in events, now we need to append the beginning time, so it will be E of 0 with the begin key and E of 2, which is the value of the event. Now for the end time, it would be E of 1 with the end key and E of 2. So that would denote its end, and E of 2 would be the value. Now after setting up the times array, we can set result and max val to 0 and sort times. Now we will loop through times. So if the middle value says begin, then we will update result with either what's already at result or the event value plus max val. Otherwise, it would be end. So then we will just update max val with either the value of that event or what was currently at max val. And after that, we can return the result, see if it works. Okay, perfect. Hope this was helpful. Thank you all for watching. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I hope to see you all again soon.